Good day to you all. I hope you're doing okay in all your areas of work. In our last lesson, we have talked about the principles of assessment. So today we are talking about the types of learning targets. What is learning target and what are the types of learning targets? So without so much ado, let's define learning target. Learning target is a statement of student performance for a relatively restricted type of learning outcome that will be achieved in a single lesson or a few days. Take note that the words statement, restricted, and a single lesson are highlighted in here because that will help you analyze more easily what is the meaning of learning target. It is a statement. Ibig sabihin, it gives you an idea of the student performance. It's a statement of student performance. For what? For a relatively restricted type of learning. What kind of learning are you assessing? Is it knowledge? Is it interpersonal? Is it intrapersonal? Is it musical? Is it artistic? Is it linguistic? And the like. For for what time and for how many hours? Outcome that will be achieved in a single lesson or a few days. So that is learning target. It's a statement of student performance for a restricted type of learning that will be achieved in a single lesson or more. Now let's go to the 5 criteria for learning targets. These are what we're going to be guided of when we form our objectives or our learning targets. So number one, establish the right number of learning targets. Put in mind in here as teachers, whether you are forming too many or too few targets. Now, the number of learning targets usually that we are forming as teachers is 3. Diba, in your teaching profession or your other subjects, we have learned that there are 3 domains of learning. First one is cognitive, the second one is psychomotor, and the third one is affective. Or when it was translated by Krathwohl, Bloom's to Krathwohl, nag-change siya into knowledge, naging skills, and attitudes. So, KSA siya. So, tatlo. There is a representative of knowledge, there is a representative of skills, and there is a representative of attitude. So, tatlo. And among the 3, huwag niyong kakalimutan, the most important domain na hindi dapat mawalan ng target is the attitude. Kasi ano ang rationale nito? Aanhin mo ang taong napakatalino, aanhin mo ang taong napaka-skillful kung ang attitude ay legwak. So, the most important domain is attitude. Next. Second one, establish comprehensive learning targets. Are all the important types of learning included? Again, we go back to our multiple intelligences. I hope and I think you have learned this one in your other subjects. What are the 9 intelligences? So which among them are your targets? Which among them do you focus? Is your focus na ma-achieve ng inyong mga estudyante? So dapat you establish that you make sure that your learning target is comprehensive. Naiintindihan ng mga bata kung ano ang target sa kanila, kung ano ang gusto nyong mangyari sa kanila. Next, the third one, establish learning targets that reflect school goals and 21st century skills. This is one important knowledge that any teacher should know, should not forget. Know the school's VMGO. Ano yung VMGO na yun? Vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Kasi that is your purpose, that is your basis rather, in your institutional VMGO is the basis of your program VMGO, kung ano yung purpose ng school nyo, purpose ng program nyo. For example, kung nasa high school ka nagtuturo, ano ang VMGO ng school? Dapat mag-translate yun doon sa iyong subject. And then kung ano yung VMGO ng subject mo, mag-translate doon sa specific learning objective mo, sa learning target mo. So in short, dapat before na alam ng mga estudyante ang VMGO ng school, ikaw na teacher, alam mo. Next. The fourth one, establish learning targets that are challenging but are feasible. Again, challenging but are feasible. Take in mind, ask yourself, will the learning target challenge students to do their best? Will this target make or break my students? Mafrfrustrate ba sila kasi masyadong mataas ang aking expectation? Or will they make it because tinulungan ko silang ma-achieve? Ma-achieve yung expectation ko sa kanila sa pamamagitan ng readily available help. So in the fourth criteria, do not forget to communicate high expectation. Sabihin mo sa kanila na ito yung expectation ko sa inyo. Naniniwala ako sa inyo na magagawa nyo to kung magpo-focus kayo, hindi kayo pabanjing-banjing na nilalaho kayo ng joke ang mga ginagawa nyo. Pero do not be too strict naman. In the continuum of discipline, dapat kung ito yung very strict, ito yung very lax naman, dito ka sa gitna. You communicate high expectations, but of course, give room for improvement. Let us not forget that they are students, and with the word student alone, they are still learners. Next, the fifth one, establish learning targets that are consistent with current principles of learning and motivations. Ask yourself, are the targets consistent with research on learning and motivation? Or mas motivational, minsan mas motivational kung ang learning target mo ay based sa nauuso. For example, ngayon, uso si Diwata o kaya uso si Vice Ganda. So, you can make use of them to motivate your learners to achieve the learning target. No? Anong ibig sabihin nito? Be present. Alam mo dapat kung ano ang nangyayari sa mundo. Paano ka magmo-motivate? Paano mo gagamitin yung mga uso ngayon kung hindi mo naman alam kung ano ang uso? Kung hindi ka naman nanonood ng news? Kung hindi mo naman alam kung ano yung trip ng mga estudyante mong kanta? For example, ganun. So, be present with what is happening around and use it to teach and assess your students. So, yun yung mga five criteria for creating learning targets. Now, what are the different types of learning targets naman? There are 4. First one is knowledge targets. Ano yung mga knowledge targets na ito? In knowledge target, ang keyword natin dito is the word who, where, yung mga shallow level na question. Sino, saan, kailan, ano. So, what, who, when, where. Anong nangyari? For example, I can explain the role of conceptual framework in my research. Knowledge target yon. O kaya, sasabihin niya, I can enumerate the different volcanoes in the Philippines. O kaya, I can tell different scientific names of different plants in the Philippines. O kaya, ano pa ba? I can name the different I can name the different parts of the skeletal system. Ganon. It goes with knowledge level. So, knowledge nga lang siya. Yung memory level lang niya. Now, the second one, this one, the reasoning targets. The reasoning targets are targets that goes with reasoning. It answers the question how and why. For example, I can justify my research problems with a theory. So, reasoning. Anong nangyari? I can tell why, I can explain why the flowers bloom in May. Pwedeng ganun. O kaya, I can explain why, why, why lightning comes before thunder. Tama ba? Lightning comes before thunder. Tama yata. Oh, yon, ganon, reasoning targets. And then we also have skills targets. Ano naman tong skills targets? I can show to you how to, anong tawag nito? I can show to you kung paano, for example, sa nursing, kung paano proper magturok ng medicine, skills targets. Ano pa? I can show you how to cook pinakbet in TLE, for example. And then the fourth one, we have product targets. Ano naman ang product? For example, I can write a poem. I can present my thesis. That's product. Ano pa? I can speak in front. That's product. So those are the 4 types of learning targets. Now, we move on. We move on to the next, the appropriate methods of assessment. Once the learning targets are identified, appropriate assessment methods can be selected to measure student learning. So the match between a learning target and assessment method used to measure if students have met the target. If students have met the target, that is very critical. So itong mga tables na nandito, tingnan nyo, may mga check siya. More checks, sabi dito, more checks means better matches. So, for example, kung gagawa tayo ng method ng assessment, for example, kung ang gusto nating i-test is knowledge, the better kung gagamit tayo ng multiple choice. Even true or false sa knowledge, even matching type sa knowledge, even short answer, yung mga yes or no. Yan, problem solving sa knowledge, essay sa knowledge. But of course, yun nga, sabi ko nga kanina, ang pinakamababaw lang na ititest natin is knowledge. And ano yung pinakamataas doon sa Bloom's Taxonomy of Objective ni Benjamin Bloom, di ba? In the old, it was evaluation. Pero yung revised, it is creation. Yan, yung product na yan. Creation, creating a product. So, we does not solely stop with knowledge. Let's make sure na ang ating assessment is a combination of the 4 targets. Ayan. I-review nyo ito. The more checks means better matches. Ito ay for paper and pencil types of assessment lang. Yung, for example, quizzes, for example, mga diagnostic test na paper and pencil. Ibig sabihin ng paper and pencil, written. So, knowledge, pag knowledge, mas ang multiple choice, true or false matching, short answer, problem, essay. Pero, if other types of assessment, for example, matching learning targets with other types of assessment. Pag project-based, for example, mas nagmamatch siya doon sa product. Mas na-assess natin sila pag project-based kapag product na siya. But then again, balikan natin yung principle, hindi lang dapat ang tinitingnan mo is yung end product. Tingnan mo rin yung process because you can also assess through the process. Sa portfolio, ang portfolio maganda. O, tingnan nyo. Check lahat sa knowledge, sa skills and product. Sa reasoning lang, kasi nga portfolio siya. Ano ba ang portfolio? Doon nila kinikip ang kanilang Doon nila kinikip ang parang developmental stage kasi ito from, for example, from beginning, ito yung quiz ko na ngayon. Ang portfolio assessment kasi minsan, yun ang ginagawa for example sa sa kinder, bakit sila nagko-compile ng portfolio sa pre-ELEM generally. Bakit sila nagko-compile ng portfolio? For example, meron silang, for example, each week, meron silang big day na gumagawa sila ng ganito, meron silang activity. And then at the end, ibabalik sa parent yung portfolio ng mga bata for parents to see and for parents to review how their child has developed through time. So, tingnan nyo, nandun lahat, lahok-lahok dun sa portfolio, makikita nyo ang knowledge development ng bata, ang reasoning niya, ang skills niya, ang ginawa niyang mga create niyang mga activities. Ayan. Sa recitation, of course, sa pag-recitation kasi, more on knowledge and reasoning yan. So, tatlong check sa knowledge and reasoning. And then, for observation, tigda dalawa. Kasi kapag observation, ang tinatanong lang naman dito, observation and then tanong, observation, tanong. So, ayan. Again, if you have questions, type them down. I will not be giving you an activity for this, but I will be giving you a question to answer in our group chat. So, this ends our lesson 5. See you in the next.